Hey everyone, welcome to my 2006 Winnebago Outlook. Today I am going to be swapping out this Moen faucet that came with the RV. It's just a one handle, 3-hole faucet, but my issue is it doesn't have any sort of sprayer, no side sprayer, no pull-out sprayer. So you can see how the sink is kind of dirty and dingy. I want to be able to just clean up when I do the dishes, and we do a fair amount of cooking in here. So I went to Home Depot, I picked up this Moen Brecklyn pull-out faucet. It was only about $100. What I like about it is it's 1.5 gallons per minute. So when you're boondocking, that's a huge savings to have a low flow restrictor like this. But it also has this feature, Power Clean, which is supposed to have more force for cleaning, which I'm especially interested in. Before I do any work, I want to make sure that there's no water pressure. So my water pump is turned off right now. That's very important. And I am not hooked up to any city water. So all the plumbing fixtures that I have to access are back here. This is a storage compartment on the outside. So I don't have a lot of room to work. I'm kind of stuck with this. I'm gonna just try to loosen these drain pipes and try to get them out of the way. It looks like they were only hand tightened. There will still be water in that plumbing trap. So when I pull this, I want to just keep this upright. Yeah, I see a little bit drip there. All right, so now I'm under the faucet. There's just a nut here that's holding the faucet in place. I'm going to use a tool called a basin wrench. You can get these at Home Depot. And it's a lot easier to make the connections under this faucet this way than to try to get a wrench in here. It's pretty tight space. I'm just going to take all those parts out in the old faucet. I need to loosen the PEX connection to the faucet. Start with the wrench and then I can just loosen it by hand. All right, now the faucet should be loose. It should just come right out. Yep, there it is. All right, so now we're going to start on the installation. This deck plate has a gasket pre-installed under it. So just put that in place. Then I'm going to grab the faucet body. You can see it's got the hoses for the hot and cold connection. Then this is to go out to the sprayer head, and this is to mount it all in place. Those just fish through that hole into the underside. A little bit of a tight squeeze. There we go. Okay, there's a mounting bracket and nut that just go on this shaft. I'm going to hand tighten that first. All right, so that nut is hand tight on the bottom. We just want to make sure this rotates correctly before we snug it up. That looks pretty good. To retighten it, we actually don't need a basin wrench. The faucet comes with this tool that'll fit 2 different size nuts in it. We just spin it by hand and then can put a screwdriver in for additional leverage. This plastic nut is just a hose protector. Keeps the spray hose from rubbing on the metal edges at the end of this pipe. And that just gets hand tightened and it has stops to keep it right there. So now we get to start assembling the sprayer. This comes with a protective cap. We lose that. Just make sure that there's an O-ring and a screen in there. We have both. And then it's going to thread onto this black end of the hose. And we'll just tighten that by hand. And the final turn, just going to make a little 1/8 inch turn with an adjustable wrench. We just push the hose in until it docks. So the faucet also ships with a weight that's going to help it retract. There's a little protective cap on there that's going to come off. And what I like about this hose is removable, so it'll be easy to winterize in an RV. This just connects right up under here. So the old adapters from PEX to my faucet do not work with the new faucet hoses. So instead what I bought are these valves. These are just push connect. They're designed for 1/2 inch PEX and they have a 3/8 outlet on here. They're also integrated shutoffs. I don't technically need them because it's, you know, it's a small space. There's not really going to be much of a need to just shut off the kitchen ever. but I kind of like having them. So I'm going to thread the faucet hoses onto these adapters. And then just push them into the PEX to connect them. Just push that till it seats. That should be good. Since I pulled out the drain pipe, I want to make sure that is back in before I test anything. I have no idea why these were hand tight before, but I'm going to go ahead and put a wrench on them just to make sure we don't get any leaks. Alright, everything is hooked up. I'm going to go ahead and turn the water pump back on, let it fill up the system. Check for any leaks down here first. Everything is looking good. Yeah, no leaks. So let's turn on the faucet. Cold, hot, sprayer, nice. Nice easy upgrade. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you next time here in my RV.